48 Chronicles is an interactive gaming stream with the stream itself acting as your game master and the players choosing the actions of the character in real time via the live chat. Jump in and listen along to the narration, or play along by tagging the channel with your next move, or just be a bro and hit that subscribe button. Thank you as always, and may the dice always roll in your favor.
Welcome, law-abider, to the sun-scorched lands of the Wild West. You'll be stepping into the worn leather boots of Buffalo Bob, the lone sheriff of Silvercreek. With a six-shooter holstered at your hip, a trusty lasso coiled at your side, and a Stetson hat shadowing your strawberry blonde locks, you are an unyielding beacon of justice in this lawless frontier. Your keen ranger skills and proficiency in martial weapons, nature, and survival make you a formidable force. The burden of safeguarding this town rests solely on your athletic shoulders, but remember, the fiercest weapon at your disposal is your unwavering righteousness. Your adventure awaits, Sheriff Buffalo Bob.
As the town clock strikes 2 p.m., you find yourself in the heart of Silvercreek's dusty main street. The sun blazes overhead, casting long shadows on the wooden buildings lining the thoroughfare. Your eyes, protected under the brim of your Stetson hat, scan the area. The townsfolk, aware of the impending danger, eye you with hopeful expectancy. You know you have until sundown to prepare the town for the outlaw gang's horrific onslaught. The Black Rider and his ruthless gang are a threat you cannot underestimate. Base tape was chosen from the live chat. Gather all the men with the big manly guns. Guided by your sense of duty, you stride towards the saloon, the usual gathering spot for the townsfolk. As you push through the swing doors, the chatter inside dies down, replaced by an eerie silence. You clear your throat, your voice ringing out stern yet reassuring. Men, we have a situation. The Black Rider and his gang are planning to hit us tonight. I need every man who can handle a gun to take a stand and protect our town. Roll a d20 to see how many of the townsfolk rally to your cause. Your words reverberate through the saloon, and as they settle, the room fills not with dread, but determination. 15 men, some weathered by past battles, others fresh-faced but eager, rise from their seats. Each one grips a firearm, their resolve echoed in the steely glint of their eyes. You now have an army, albeit small, on your side. We're with you, Sheriff, the unified voice declares. As the clock strikes 3 p.m., you find the town's spirit bolstered and its defenses strengthened. What's your next move, Sheriff? Maureen Peters was chosen from the live chat. Take inventory of all the weapons and ammo you have. You set to work, your eyes scanning the array of firearms brought forth by your volunteers. Rifles, revolvers, shotguns, each weapon a potentially life-saving tool in the fight that awaits. You ask the men to count their available ammunition. Together, you begin the count, your fingers tracing over the cold metal and rough cartridges. Roll a d20 to determine the total amount of ammunition you have. You rolled 10. As the count concludes, you find that the town's ammunition supply is modest. You have a total of 100 rounds, a blend of shotgun shells, revolver bullets, and rifle rounds. It's not a plentiful supply by any means, but in skilled hands, it might just be enough to fend off the outlaw gang. 4 p.m. chimes from the town clock, echoing through the now fortified streets. Time is slipping away, Sheriff. What is your next course of action? Joe Veteran was chosen from the live chat. Empty the bank from all the cash and fill it with armed men. Put the cash in the jail. With a nod, you set your plan into action. The bank's manager, a portly, nervous man, opens the vault with trembling fingers. The cash is quickly and carefully moved to the sheriff's office and stashed in the cells. Meanwhile, your armed volunteers take up positions inside the bank, their guns at the ready. As the clock strikes 5 p.m., the bank, once a beacon of wealth, now stands as a fortified trap, while the jail holds the town's monetary assets, guarded by your unwavering presence. Baystate was chosen from the live chat. Gather all the whiskey you can find. Get the men good and drunk so they can be brave. Hearing your order, the saloon owner, a grizzled and tough as nails woman named Maggie, gathers all the whiskey bottles she can spare. As the amber liquid is passed around, the men begin to loosen up, their tensions easing with each swig. Laughter and tales of past glories fill the air, a stark contrast against the impending danger. Roll a d20 to see if the balance of liquid courage and alert senses has been maintained. You rolled 9. As the whiskey flows and the men's spirits rise, you notice a few beginning to sway, their laughter a touch too loud, their eyes a touch too glazed. You quickly step in, taking the bottle from their hands and issuing a stern reminder of the fight that awaits. While some grumble, they adhere to your words, sobering up just a tad. The town clock chimes 6 p.m. 2 hours remain before the expected raid. What's your next move, Sheriff? Joe Veteran was chosen from the live chat. Now that all the guards are inside the bank and drunk, go and check on the cash. With a knowing grin, you leave the bank, making your way to the jail where the town's cash is securely stashed. Inside, the light from the setting sun filters through the barred windows, casting a golden glow on the heaps of cash. You ensure the door is locked and the area is secure, though you can't help but take a moment to marvel at the sight. It's 7 p.m. now, Sheriff. The Outlaws will be here within the hour. Is there anything else you need to prepare? Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Position men with rifles on the rooftops, leaving those with shotguns in the jail. Greet the midget rabbi cowboy with your POV, and barricade the side streets, and light the lamps. Your orders echo through the streets, stirring the men into action. Those with long-range rifles clamber onto rooftops, finding vantage points that overlook the town's entrances. Shotgun-wielding volunteers fortify the jail, their close-range weapons ideal for guarding the cash. Even as you're busy, you take a moment to greet the midget rabbi cowboy, you're cheerful, you POV, earning a hearty chuckle from him. As the side streets are barricaded and lamps are lit, casting flickering shadows across Silvercreek, you feel a sense of readiness settling in. The town clock tolls 8 p.m. The eerie silence that follows is broken by the distant sound of hoofbeats. The Outlaws are here, Sheriff Buffalo Bob. Are you ready? Baystate was chosen from the live chat. Give a speech to the Black Rider and his gang from the rooftops. Tell him to back off. Summoning every ounce of authority, you climb to a rooftop. As the Black Rider and his gang approach, the echo of hoofbeats growing louder, you stand against the backdrop of night, the town's lone protector. Black Rider, you've made a grave mistake, you call out, your voice carrying in the still night air. Silvercreek ain't your playground. We won't be bullied. Turn back now, or face the consequences. Roll a d20 to see how persuasive your speech is. You rolled 1. Your words, meant to be a shield for your town, hang in the air. But they fall on deaf ears. The Black Rider sneers, his laughter a chilling sound in the night. His gang echoes his mirth, their confidence undeterred. We'll see about that, Sheriff, the Black Rider snarls, his icy gaze promising a ferocious fight. With the clock striking 9 p.m., the battle for Silvercreek begins. Loser Nerd was chosen from the live chat. Shoot the Black Rider in the head with your 6 gun. With your heart pounding, you drew your 6-shooter, aiming squarely at the Black Rider. The Outlaw's sneer never leaves his face as he watches you, his figure silhouetted in the dim light. Roll a d20 to see how accurate your shot is. You rolled 17. The crack of your 6-shooter splits the night, the bullet speeding towards the Black Rider. There's a moment of stunned silence as the Outlaw's hat is shot off his head, the bullet grazing his scalp. He reels in his saddle but manages to stay upright, a mixture of shock and fury painted across his face. It's 10 p.m. now. Your shot disrupted the Black Rider, but it also ignited the fury of his gang. The battle is truly on, Sheriff. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Taking cover on the rooftop, order the men on the roof to open fire on the banditos. Leave not a man standing, I shout. Kill them all. From your vantage point, you see your men, rifles at the ready. You shout your command, open fire. Leave not a man standing. Kill them all. Your words trigger a hailstorm of bullets, the men obeying your order without a moment's hesitation. Roll a d20 to see how effective this coordinated attack is. You rolled 12. The night is filled with the roar of gunfire as your men open fire. Outlaws scream and fall, horses bucking in panic. Your coordinated attack has scattered their ranks, confusion reigning within the group. Several outlaws manage to find cover, but many more lie still in the dust. As the clock strikes 11 p.m., a lull falls over the battlefield. The Black Rider, though visibly shaken, still stands. What's your next move, Sheriff? Bastape was chosen from the live chat. Have the Black Rider launch an attack on the saloon. Joe Veteran was chosen from the live chat. Retreat inside the bank to spring the trap. With a calculated risk, you quickly descend from the rooftop and sprint towards the bank. The Black Rider, seeing you retreat, lets out a triumphant yell and charges towards the saloon, his remaining gang following suit. As you reach the bank, you signal to your men within, their guns poised and ready. The trap is set, the bait is placed. You prepare to spring it on the unsuspecting outlaws. Roll a d20 to see how successful the ambush is. You rolled 10. As the outlaws charge into the saloon, your men inside the bank spring into action. Gunfire rips through the quiet night once again. The outlaws are taken by surprise, their triumphant yells turning into cries of shock and pain. Several of them drop, but a few manage to dive behind cover, returning fire. It's midnight now. The battle rages on, but you've managed to thin the outlaw ranks further. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Twerk at the Black Rider to infuriate him into a blind rage, then quick draw on him, and begin to fire at him with my 1863 Star revolver. In a bizarre but courageous move, you taunt the Black Rider with a twerk. His face contorts in rage, his focus solely on you now. Using this distraction, you quickly draw your 1863 Star revolver and start firing at him. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your quick draw and shots fired. You rolled 20. With a swift 12, you draw your revolver and fire. Your bullet streaks through the air, hitting the Black Rider square in the chest. He reels back, clutching at the wound, his furious gaze meeting yours. But instead of collapsing, he spurs his horse and retreats, disappearing into the darkness with a handful of his men. As 1 a.m. chimes, you stand victorious. The remaining outlaws, seeing their leader retreat, scatter into the night, their threat eradicated. The town of Silvercreek is safe. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Have the boys saddle up, we're going after the Black Rider. With a determined look in your eyes, you turn to your men. Saddle up, boys, we're going after the Black Rider, you declare. With resolute nods, the men quickly prepare their horses, ready to chase down the outlaw who dared to threaten their town. Roll a d20 to see how quickly you and your men can catch up to the Black Rider. You rolled 8. With your men at your side, you spur your horses into a gallop, chasing the trail of dust left behind by the Black Rider. The moon overhead casts an eerie glow over the landscape, illuminating your path. Despite your best efforts, the distance between you and the Black Rider seems to remain constant. He has a good lead, but you're not giving up. It's now 2 a.m. The chase is on. What's your next move, Sheriff? Joe Veteran was chosen from the live chat. Demand the men ride faster than the horses can make it. Most will croak, but that's fine. For justice. With a hardened resolve, you push your men and their horses beyond their limits. Ride, men, for justice, you cry out, spurring your own horse into a wild sprint. The night air is cut by the sound of hoofbeats and the determined grunts of men pushing towards the goal. Roll a d20 to see how your horses fare under this extreme push. You rolled 20. The thunderous galloping of your horses fills the night, drowning out the howling wind. Despite the strain, their strides remain strong, their spirits unbroken. Like a relentless storm, you and your men surge forward, rapidly closing the gap between you and the Black Rider. As the clock strikes 3 a.m., you spot the silhouette of the Black Rider in the distance. The final confrontation is at hand, Sheriff. Loser Nerd was chosen from the live chat. Lasso the rider, drag him to the gallows. With a fierce determination, you loosen the lasso from your side, swinging it above your head as you gallop. With a single, fluid motion, you hurl the lasso toward the Black Rider. Roll a d20 to see if you successfully lasso the Black Rider. You rolled 8. Your lasso flies through the air, aiming for the Black Rider. It falls short, missing its target. The outlaw looks back, a cruel smirk playing on his lips as he spurs his horse to speed away. It's now 4 a.m., Sheriff. The chase continues. What would you like to do next? Joe Veteran was chosen from the live chat. Stop for a night's rest. I'm sure they won't get far. Sensing fatigue creeping up on your men and their horses, you make the decision to halt the pursuit. We'll rest here for the night, you announce, your voice carrying in the silent night. Dismounting, you and your men set up a makeshift camp, the horses whinnying gratefully as they are allowed to rest. As the sun begins to peak over the horizon at 5 a.m., the men huddle close, catching some much-needed sleep while you keep a watchful eye on the horizon. Joe Veteran was chosen from the live chat. Sing a happy tune. In the quiet of the early morning, you clear your throat and start to hum a tune. It's a happy, old song, one you remember from your childhood. As you sing, your voice carries across the still plains, the soft melody a stark contrast to the recent chaos. Your song brings small smiles to the faces of your sleeping men, their dreams doubtlessly lifted by the music. As 6 a.m. greets the horizon, you find yourself filled with a renewed sense of determination. What's your next move, Sheriff? As the sun continues to rise, you notice a cloud of dust on the horizon. Your heart sinks as you recognize the Black Rider and his remaining men charging towards your camp. The ambush is swift and brutal, waking the men from their slumbers. Roll a d20 to see how well you and your men can defend your position. You rolled 6. Caught off guard by the sudden ambush, your men scramble to their feet, desperately reaching for their weapons. The fight is fierce but disorganized. You manage to fend off a few of the attackers, but your men are struggling, their strength sapped from the previous night's battle and chase. As the clock strikes 7 a.m., you find yourself in the midst of a brutal fight, the Black Rider's cruel laughter echoing in your ears. Joe Veteran was chosen from the live chat. Use dynamite. Use secret weapon. With a grim resolve, you reach into your saddlebag, pulling out a stick of dynamite, your secret weapon. You light the fuse, the sparks dancing dangerously close to your fingers, and with a swift motion, you hurl it towards the Black Rider and his men. Roll a d20 to see how successful your attack is. You rolled 16. With a deafening roar, the dynamite explodes, sending a shockwave through the battlefield. The Black Rider and his men are thrown off their horses, their screams muffled by the ringing in your ears. When the dust settles, you see them scattered, dazed and disoriented. It's 8 a.m. now. The tide of the battle has turned in your favor, Sheriff. Maureen Peters was chosen from the live chat. Scalp the bandits. One by one, slowly. In this desperate situation, you resort to a brutal course of action. As you move from one outlaw to another, their pleas for mercy fall on deaf ears. The morning air is filled with their screams, a gruesome reminder of the price they paid for their actions. Roll a d20 to see how successful you are in your grim task. You rolled 12. With a grim determination, you move from one outlaw to another. Your task is gruesome but effective, sending a message to any remaining members of the Black Riders gang. The scalping is not perfect, but it serves its purpose, instilling fear and marking those who dared to threaten Silvercreek. As the clock strikes 9 a.m., you stand amidst the fallen outlaws, your grisly task complete. Bleach Demon was chosen from the live chat. Play the Black Rider and use his skin to make a fancy wallet. Your actions grow even more brutal as you approach the Black Rider. His eyes widen with fear, but you're beyond mercy now. You set about your task, intent on fashioning a grim souvenir. Roll a d20 to see how successful this ghastly task is. You rolled 7. As you're focused on the Black Rider, you're caught off guard as one of the supposedly defeated outlaws rises, a hidden knife glinting in his hand. He lunges at you, the knife aimed at your back. Roll a d20 for a dexterity check to see if you can dodge his attack. You rolled 2. Caught unawares, you try to spin around, but it's too late. The outlaw's knife sinks into your side, pain searing through you. You cry out, collapsing onto the dusty ground, your vision blurring. As the outlaw stands over you, a triumphant smirk on his face, darkness consumes you. Despite your valiant efforts to defend Silvercreek, your adventure ends here, Sheriff. But remember, in a game of Dungeons and Dragons, death is not the end. You can always rise again, ready for a brand new adventure. As the sun rises over the town of Silvercreek, the silence of victory blankets the town. The streets are littered with remnants of last night's showdown. You, the steadfast sheriff, stand tall among the townsfolk, your heart swelling with relief and pride. The Black Rider and his gang may have slipped away, but you've shown them that Silvercreek is not a town to be trifled with. You've protected your town and its people, and they will sing your praises for years to come. Congratulations, your bravery and resilience have seen you through this harrowing ordeal. Thank you all for being part of this thrilling journey. If you enjoyed this adventure, please consider showing your support on our Patreon link in the description. Your support helps us continue to bring these immersive interactive experiences to life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel with your friends and fellow adventurers. If you want to be part of our growing community and engage in discussions, join us on our Discord server, also linked in the description. Until our next adventure, stay brave and keep those dice rolling.